I think it's time to confess something. I'm not very good at driving games. I rely on the braking and racing lines that games give me, and even then I often find a way to spin out at incredible speed and smash into barriers that I wasn't even aware were present. This doesn't stop me from enjoying them, and sometimes I find that racing groove that means, if not only for a few fleeting laps, I feel like the racing driver I always want to think I could be. Project Cars 2 is one of the games that I sometimes find this groove. There's something about the repetition of a racing sim that lends itself to rhythmic driving. As you drive around a track so many times, it starts to feel like second nature. Project Cars 2 could easily be called the racing sim for everyone. It has all the hardcore features that the professional sim drivers might want, with as much thought to realism and physics as possible, letting them play with every aspect of the car from the camber to the throttle response. But it's also very welcoming, with all the driving aids that a beginner might need in order to get started, and a career mode that eases you into the faster cars as you progress. It's a very good career mode as well. You can choose to start at the beginning and raise a racer from kart racer up to prototype 24-hour racing, or you can choose which discipline you'd like to start with. It really gives you a great way to get started with Project Cars 2, and demonstrates an understanding of racing culture that other games could only dream of. It's rewarding to watch as you accumulate trophies and wins, and the emails you receive pre and post race at least make it feel like you're a real driver climbing the ranks. The most popular mode for most players, however, is the multiplayer, which is incredibly in-depth. So in-depth that it's extremely daunting to even consider having a look in. I have raced once in the multiplayer. I drove a Porsche and started the race in 5th place. I didn't finish. Since then, I simply assume that the multiplayer mode just isn't for me. I don't really like playing against other people, not just because I'm not very good, but mostly because there's just too much pressure, something I like to avoid. No, I spend the majority of my time in Project Cars 2 in the custom race mode, hot lapping. I'll choose a circuit, put the laps up to around 30, choose whatever car I feel like in that moment, turn off the HUD, and get started. And this is where the game truly shines, in its ability to make you feel like you are truly behind the wheel of a racing car. I love choosing an old F1 Lotus, sticking it on Donington, and just driving as fast as I possibly can for 30 laps. It lets me appreciate some of the game's best, most immersive features. The engine sound that roars behind you, the squeal of the tyres as you take a corner just that bit too quickly. It means to me that it doesn't matter that I'm not very good. The only person I have to drive against myself, and honestly, I'm not really that much competition. It helps me find that racing groove that I love so much. There's no one else on the track that I have to avoid, so I can just drive and become one with the car. I love it. Sometimes I like to change it up a bit and play with the weather, giving me a chance to shake things up a bit and find a new rhythm. It's all weirdly relaxing, something you can't often say about a racing game. I mean, they're usually focused on being heart-pounding and exciting, so it's a great change of pace to find something that I can use to cool down. You know, Project Cars 2 is so many things. An incredible racing sim, a fantastic example of a game that can appeal to everyone, and somehow, at the same time, a game that bucks the trend in racing titles. Yes, it can be set up so that it's necessary to concentrate on every little thing, but that fact that I can set it up so that I can almost have it on autopilot with my fingers is one of the favourite things I've done with my Xbox in 2020. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Driving December, a series that I'm really enjoying putting together. If you like this video, please get subscribed for more content like this, and stay tuned next week for a video 7 years in the making. Anyway, I've been Matt and you've been watching The Den. Drop us a like and a comment to let me know how you're doing, and in the meantime, stay safe.